So, the players just making their way out at Witney Rugby Football Club in Oxfordshire. It's going to be below freezing for, certainly expected for much of the game tonight. We look at the two teams lining out tonight, starting with the Royal Air Force, captained by Quainton, the number 8, the experienced number 8, Tom Quainton, with Bond and Vaughan joining him in the back row, and as well in that pack, Peacock the hooker, deputising, vice-captain tonight, Budell and Breen in the front row as well. And looking at the Army, captained by hooker Cohen, with Donoghue and Barker for company in that front row, and the number 8 Land as vice-captain.
Very much less than the first 10-15 minutes.
And initially looking up there, the RAF number 9 Simon. Oh, Prescott, those dancing feet, but just overcooks that pass there to Marson on the left wing. The ref calls him back for the penalty. That's a good strike from Jenkins, and it looks like he's done the business. Gets the RAF on the board early. 3-0 to the Air Force, and good early points there. If last week's anything to go by, you know the importance of getting ahead as soon as possible, Tug. Nevertheless, they'll have to get straight back to it here, the RAF, on their own try line. That's moved out to Dodd there. The second row, and has he got over the line? He has! First try of the evening, and slightly against the initial run of play here. The British Army on the scoreboard, and using that forward power to their advantage. And number 5, Dodd. And a lovely score there.
Just patience now. They don't need to panic. They've got well established on the line, the Army.
That ball's now moved out to they see some space through the backs, and that's moving through onto the right wing. Yeah, and it's a lovely score there from the Air Force. They get their try. They've been searching, and they're right back into this small deficit so far being overturned. And Fulford, at number 14 for the Air Force, getting his name on that score sheet. As Jenkins lines up to try to add the 2 points. He's been busy with the boot so far. And that does look good, and the officials have confirmed it so. RAF lead by 5 points now in Witney. 10-5 the score. Just inside the opening quarter of an hour. They're going to shift it forward, and Van der Leest. Well, a half break here from Van der Leest, and just loses the ball there in the end. And it goes to his opposite number, Jenkins, who puts the boot in, getting it in the backfield there. And Reku herring back to try and secure that ball, but it's another RAF penalty. And another great attacking opportunity here, Tug. And a fairly straightforward attempt this time, which he converts, and puts the Army 13 points to 5 up against, puts the RAF 13 points to 5 up against the Army, I should say, here in Witney. Peacock with the ball for the Air Force, and a longer throw in this time to the line out. And that's moving through the hands, and that looks a little forward there. The ref just calling it as well. Oh, it's a hearty thump there, and the officials like it. And another 3 points to the British Army tonight. 13 points to 8. They trail the Royal Air Force just inside the half-hour mark. And the forwards driving him over that gain line. And that looked a bit high there, so the Army have the penalty.
And that's the worry when you get a... he's obviously a good ball carrier, got good feet out here on the wing. Heavy, so he's they're trying to get around the ball to prevent the ball, and just see if the Air Force manage to defend this better.
And so it goes to Dodd once more, using that power to get forward on the try line, and it's another score for the British Army. The forwards utilising that skill and that power so close to the RAF line. And once again, they come through with a try. RAF doing their best to charge that down, but straight through the sticks. The Army, well, they're ahead now in Whitney. RAF 13, Army 15. Just before half-time in this Under-23s Inter Service Championships match. A huge presence of Dodd challenging that light blue defence. Oh, and the kick put through here. But it goes back into RAF hands. And the ref is going back for the penalty. Which he's done. And at the end of this half, it's the Army who lead in this Under-23s Inter Service Championships match. And the RAF 13 points to the Army's 18, courtesy of that Van der Leest penalty. And Vaughan there, the open side, but Dodd looking to jackal for the Army. Not quite successful on this occasion. Moving that ball out to Prescott. He darts inside, and sidesteps his way a little bit further up the field.
I think somebody might be in trouble here because he's just warned about a high tackle and somebody's then gone round top of shoulders again, so I think that might be an issue there. Well done, the 9.
Oh,
great
lovely offload.
Great
Fantastic stuff. Getting the ball out to Makinson. The outside centre. And it's another try for the Royal Air Force on this brilliant evening of rugby at Whitney RFC.
Coming around the corner, so then that gets front foot ball easier.
Jenkins adds the extras, and the RAF go in front, 20 points to 18. And the second match of this year's Under-23 Inter Service Championships. And Jenkins looking to increase that RAF lead. No trouble there. Adds the 3 points. And the RAF go 23-18 up in this crucial second match of the Under-23 Inter Service Championships here in Whitney. And flying through. Oh, that's lovely. The ball put through there. Can Van der Leest get there? Yes, he can. And another score for the Army. Fantastic way to respond to RAF pressure. And hitting right back. Being behind in this game in the last few moments, but a good bit of rugby there. Looking up, seeing the space, putting the ball in behind that defence. And Van der Leest coming away with the goods. Yeah, wonderful, really, from Van der Leest. He can add another 2 points here. A fairly straightforward conversion attempt. And he does the business. And the Army, well, they're back in front here in Whitney, leading by 25 points to 23. And set up for a wonderfully interesting final 15 minutes in this match. And Van der Leest indeed does have the kicking tee. And what you would say is within his range, despite the cold. Not too much of an angle created in this one as well. That's a good strike. And straight through the middle, straight through the upright. And the Army go further ahead, 28 points to 23 in the closing moments of this match. And some flat passes, some short passes.
Yeah, it's a long way to go as well for the Air Force out of there with players short anyway, so they're going a lot laterally. They've got to get some gain line. They've got to try and somehow get across that gain line.
Army will be perfectly happy to keep playing the game here in this part of the pitch, but that's just chipped over the top, and well, it's into the hands of Hansford Holt, and he finds space here. Hansford Holt looking up to see what support he may have, and he bursts through the middle. Can he reach for the try line? It's another one for the Army, and sealing, you have to say, a very good night's performance from them. Still time left, but what a fantastic burst through the middle from the replacement scrum half as he lines up for the conversion attempt. No problems there for the experienced kicker. It's another 2 points. And 35 points to 23, the Army lead. Both coaching teams just Shining final messages of support for their players. They know the efforts they've put in tonight. On this most frigid of November evenings. And here comes the ball one final time. And the ball's been lost forward. The Army just look to secure it. And the ball goes back. And it's been charged down by the RAF. But the Army have come back. And the ref blows the final whistle, and a fantastic result for the British Army. Resounding win here. It went back and forth tonight, the lead. At times very close indeed. But closing out the match, 35 points to 23 up. Knowing the importance of the deficit after last week's draw, 24 all between the RAF and the Navy, as the Army look ahead to next week, licking their lips at the opportunity that awaits them. And a very good performance from the men in red tonight.
Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.